Hello everyone, I'm Keely and this is Voice of a Creative, and today I'm here to do my year in review of 2020. So just a little bit of a catch up first. I actually didn't have my surgery to remove the right side of my thyroid a couple of weeks ago. My COVID tests kept coming back as indeterminate, and that is just due to me having COVID at the end of November. And so basically what the doctor has said is I have to delay the operation a little bit, so it's delayed until the 11th of January, and then the surgery will go ahead. I won't have a COVID test because it's likely to come back indeterminate again, but it's important that I do have that surgery. So I did take a little bit of a break. It's been a bit of an emotional kind of roller coaster to think I was having surgery and then not, and then think I was having surgery again and then not. And I have been sharing about that over on my Instagram if you wanted to follow me to see kind of more up-to-date updates. So I am back filming for a little bit, and I'm hoping to film some videos in advance so that I will put them up while I am recovering from my operation on the 11th. It's been a very long journey, kind of having surgery and then preparing for surgery again, and I have had to isolate until the 11th, so that means we're on week 5.5 now of isolation, me and my husband and the cats, and we've got a week and a half left, and obviously then I'll be recovering. But I have had lots of time to do creative things, which I am really pleased about. So in this video, I'm going to look back over 2020, look at the patterns that I sewed, how much I sewed, the pattern companies I used, the fabrics I bought, and show you some of my favourite garments as well. There are going to be a few more videos coming up on this channel. I'm going to keep with my sewing videos posting once a week, but for the last year I've been doing bullet journaling, and I've had a lot of interest in my bullet journal over on Instagram, and lots of people asking me to film a video about my bullet journal, and so I am going to do that, and that video will be up tomorrow. So these will be extra videos. I'm hoping to include things to do with crafts as well and my bullet journal, but they'll just be extra videos to my sewing videos, and again it's creative activities, so I think it fits within the channel and it fits within myself. My personality is everything creative, and so I hope you will enjoy that content as well. So let's get started on 2020. Now, as we all know, it has been a crazy year. The start of the year kind of started off normal, so much as we had sewing events and things like that. And one of the things that I put as a resolution for 2020 was to go to more sewing events, which unfortunately didn't really happen. But that's just one of those things with the lockdown and things like that. I'm going to go through the events I did go to in January and February. It was the first birthday of Like So Amazing. I'm so glad to have a fabric shop in Bristol that holds events, and I'm really excited to get back to going to events there and actually visiting the shop. I'm hoping that will be one of my first trips out once I'm recovered from my operation, to go and see the lovely Sarah and go and see the shop and buy some fabric in real life. So I went to that, and we did a sewing bee alteration challenge, which was really fun to work in teams and sew quickly in the shop. That was really fun. I also went to the Bath Sews first birthday party. So that is events that are held within Bath, but people from Bristol still go. And last year I went to lots of things with Bath Sews, less so this year, but I'm hoping that when that starts back up again I can attend those events as well. I did go to the Sewing Bee as part of Bath Sews, and that was really exciting. We made the Ashton top and did alteration challenge as well, and it was really lovely to spend a day sewing and chatting and talking to people as well as making something. So those are the events I went to, first a few in the beginning part of the year, and then there were a few online events that I attended. So there was the Sewing Weekender, which was online this year, which I contributed content towards, and that was really exciting and lovely to have that move online. And I spent a really lovely weekend sewing and listening and watching all of the content for that. I also went to the Like So Amazing virtual summer party, which again was really fun. It was nice, especially when we couldn't actually go to the shop, that they were still putting things on, and that was lovely as well. Big things happening on my YouTube channel. So I had my 2nd anniversary of my YouTube channel back in May, and also I hit 4,000 and 5,000 subscribers, and I'm very few subscribers away from 6,000, which is absolutely incredible. And I really do appreciate all of you who subscribe and comment and like and contribute on Ko-fi as well. I really do appreciate it, and I'm glad that I am able to give you inspirational content and things that you can watch, and I like communicating with you in the comments and things as well. That's one of my kind of main goals, to try and inspire others but also talk to others about sewing. I really do enjoy that. And another milestone is I got to 3,000 followers on Instagram, which was also really exciting, and it just means that I have a chance to talk to more people over there and share my love of sewing with others as well, which is really exciting. In terms of makes this year, now I had a bumper year for makes. I've made more things this year than I have in the previous 2 years, and I actually made a total of 112 items this year. I'm quite pleased though, because out of those 112 items, actually 45 of those items were for other people. So that takes me down to around 60 items that I made for myself, and I really enjoy making things for other people. So I made things for my mum, my husband and my sister, and my other sister actually as well. And I also made costume items for the musical Grease, which we had back in March at school. So it was really lovely to use my sewing expertise to make things for others. And I know that my family have been wearing those garments, and every time I see my sister, she's wearing trousers and a top I made basically, which I really do appreciate, because I know that she appreciates the time I put into them. So that's really lovely. And out of those, I mean, as you probably have been experiencing as well, I made a lot of relaxing clothing. So jogging trousers, sweatshirts and t-shirts, because I was working from home. So I did make quite a few dresses as well, but actually it was a lot more separates this year, which is quite interesting. So I made for myself, this is 23 tops, 5 cardigans, 7 pairs of trousers, but they were basically all Hudson pants, 15 dresses, and some of those were ones that I'd already started from last year, so I just finished them off, 6 sweaters, 2 pinafores and 4 skirts. And I didn't make any coats or outerwear or underwear or anything like that. So a lot of separates were made in 2020, not quite as many dresses as I have made in previous years, but that was just because I didn't need them, and I did need lovely smart tops to wear with jogging trousers while teaching and working from home. So my top patterns that I used, coming in at 6th place, it was going to be a top 5, but then I had some that were tied. So coming in at 6th place is the Bertha cardigan by Tilly and the Buttons, and that is in her new book, Make It Simple. I love this cardigan. I actually made 5 over the course of the year. 4 of those were for me. I made 3 in knit fabrics and 1 in French terry, and 1 as a gift for the art technician at school in a knit fabric as well. And I love these because they are perfect for wearing around the house. They make me feel quite kind of cool and relaxed, and that's not particularly my style so much, but they are perfect to wear over long sleeve tops as well, so really good for layering, and that's why I enjoyed wearing those, and that's why that is coming in at number 6. Number 5 is the Plantain Tee by Deer and Doe, and that is a free pattern. It is, I think, one of my favourite t-shirt patterns. It's a slightly looser fit, slightly lower neckline, and in recent months I've made quite a few of these. So I actually made 5 of these so far, and that was literally over the last like 2 months, because I decided a plantain tee and viscose jersey with longer sleeves, like 3/4 sleeves, is a perfect thing to wear while I am at home and while I was recovering from my operation the first time. So I will be planning to make many more, because I'm wearing them all the time whilst I am at home, and I'm sure that will continue in weekends and holidays as we move forward into 2021. Next up at number 4 is a new entry. It's the Union Street tee from Hey June Handmade. Now, I've actually only made 1 of these for myself, and I haven't worn it yet because I only bought the pattern this month, but it snuck in because I actually made 6 of these for my mum for Christmas. So I made 1 as a test version out of viscose jersey, and then I made her 5 more out of more viscose jersey that I had in my stash, and those were her Christmas presents. And she absolutely loves them. She's glad to have some long sleeve top. It fits her really well. She's really pleased with them. But it just snuck in at my top patterns because I made it so many times for my mum. So it is a top pattern, really easy to put together. She's really enjoying wearing them. I haven't made another one for myself yet, but I will do. And I'm really looking forward to trying out the V neckline. It comes with a variety of necklines, and there's also a full bust adjustment option. So definitely looking forward to trying the V neckline. I've only tried the like lower neckline so far, but it also does have a crew neckline as well. So number 3, and as always, this is always in my top of, well, 6 patterns, is my self-drafted dress. Again, I made 7 of these this year. It is my go-to pattern for making dresses. And I know I promised a video on how to do that, and that will be coming up, but unfortunately these medical things that have been happening to me have kind of taken precedence, and I am hoping to do a few more tutorials because I know that they have been gratefully received this year. So I did 2 tutorials, how to combine patterns together and how to alter necklines, and I know that you will really appreciate it when I eventually get around to the self-drafted dress one. So I'm hoping to get that done this year. It will be one of my goals, but once this kind of medical situation is kind of past. And then coming in at number 2 is the Hudson pants by True Bias. So they are a jogging trouser style pant. I made 9 pairs in total, 6 pairs for myself, and then some for my husband as well, and some short versions as well for my husband. So I've made lots of those this year, and that is just because that is what I've been wearing. Jogging trousers with a nice top around the house for relaxing but also smart for work. That is kind of what I've been putting together as my outfits, and I'm even wearing a pair of Hudson pants now because that is just a good outfit for me to wear around the house. And my top pattern is actually one that I pattern tested for Forget Me Not Patterns, and that is the Iris tee. And I really loved this because it's a simple t-shirt pattern with a crew neckline and a really cute puff sleeve detail and a 3/4 sleeve detail. And once I made one of these, I made many more versions of it, including the 3/4 length and shorter sleeve option. It also has a plain sleeve option, and I ended up making 12 versions of this, including a few for my sister as well. So I made quite a few versions, and I just really loved the sleeve detail. It was lovely to see a pattern that had a different sleeve detail, and I will be making more of these in the future. And I even did 2 dress hacks of this pattern as well, so a really versatile pattern. So that is the Iris tee from Forget Me Not Patterns. So that is my top 5 patterns. In terms of pattern companies that I made things from, it's very much the same as last year. The pattern company I used the most was Tilly and the Buttons, and that is because I find the patterns fit me quite well and are quite versatile, and I can alter them to make them more suitable. So I quite often alter the necklines of them. Next up, same as last year, was Helen's Closet. I absolutely love Helen's Closet patterns. They are really size inclusive. She has a large size range and she has really simple basics, but then dresses them up with hacks on her blog with all of the hacks and the simple patterns. I just really think she's got a really good thing going, and I love her patterns, and I have since I discovered her a couple of years ago. So definitely want to check out if you haven't checked out Helen's Closet before. Next up, we've got True Bias. So I made the Ringer tee and Hudson pants. That's why they are up there, but I do absolutely love the Shelby dress and other patterns as well. So I am hoping to make a few more True Bias patterns in the next year. Then we've got Deer and Doe, Plantain tee, and then it was Sew Over It. So I did make a few varieties of patterns from Sew Over It this year. One thing I am finding is that I am revisiting the same pattern companies again and again, and that is something that I want to kind of look into. I want to be making more variety of patterns from different pattern companies, just so I can explore what's out there and have a few different patterns to try. So on to the fabrics I bought. Now, I did destash some fabrics this year, and I did make 112 items, which used a lot of fabrics from my stash, but I also did decide to buy a lot of fabric, and you will have seen if you watched my fabric hauls this year. So the fabric company that I bought the most from is Lamaze Fabrics. Now, Lamaze this year for me, almost every time I look on their website, I see a fabric I like, and Liana has been really great at getting beautiful viscose jerseys in. Now, a couple of years ago, getting viscose jersey was a real hassle. It was really difficult to get a hold of, especially in beautiful prints. Even in 2018, 2019, it was still a bit tricky, but this year, a lot of the fabric companies have been getting a lot more viscose jerseys in, which I'm really pleased about because it is my favourite fabric to sew with. And Lamaze seem to have a lot of viscose jerseys, and that is what I've been buying a lot of. Next up, we've got Sew Me Sunshine. So again, Harriet has beautiful fabrics on her website, and they're always really inspiring. And then we've also got Like So Amazing, so my local fabric shop, which I haven't been able to visit as much this year due to lockdown, but I have still been ordering online, and I really hope to visit there coming up very soon. The other fabric shop that I have bought a little bit more from this year is Croft Mill, and that has been recently for more basic fabrics like the French terries, like some of their plain cotton jerseys, and I think they're really good for that kind of thing. I have also bought some viscose jerseys from them, and so I am going to be keeping a lookout on their website for fabrics because they are always really high quality and a reasonable price as well for the fabric that you get. So lastly in this video, I want to go through some of my favourite makes from 2020. So first up we have this make, which is the Rita shirt dress by Named Clothing. I absolutely love this make. I wore it loads when it was hot weather, and I wore it to school when we went back to school as well. I love this as a shirt dress. I'm really drawn to shirt dresses, and I'm so glad I finished it. It's got the drawstring, which brings it in as well, and this beautiful fabric is from John Lewis. But really pleased with that one. I've gotten a lot of wear out of it, and I am hoping to make many more shirt dresses in the new year because clearly these are the types of things that I want in my wardrobe. Next up, we've got the York Pinafore from Helen's Closet in this beautiful bottle green cord that I got from Like So Amazing. I have got so much wear out of this. This is what I wore whenever I got to go out of the house in 2020, it seemed, with a long sleeve top, cardigan, tights. I always put this on, and I just love the little label on the inside and the bias binding as well. So I managed to get a lot of wear out of this, which is why it's one of my favourite makes. I did a hack to make it slightly A-line as well. Next up, another Helen's Closet make. It's the Gilbert shirt with the tie front hack. I absolutely love this, and part of me thinks I should just go ahead and cut out like 5 more, so I've got a whole selection in my wardrobe. I don't wear this kind of all the time, but whenever I wear it I feel really put together, and I love the idea of having the little collar coming out of a jumper or a cardigan as well. I think that looks really cute together, so definitely want to make some more of these in the new year, and I'm really pleased with this one as well, and that is a rayon, a viscose fabric from Like So Amazing. Then we've got another pattern from Helen's Closet, and that is the Donovan skirt, which is just an elasticated waist skirt, which I've made quite a few of. My favourite one is this one in this beautiful viscose twill, which was from Lamaze Fabrics, and I just absolutely love this, and I can team it with lots of colour t-shirts, which I'm always really pleased with, and I did make a matching one for my Gilbert shirt as well. And next up we've got my cardigans. Now this one doesn't have a hanger, but this is my first Bertha cardigan. I have worn this to death. I've like worn it all the time. It seems to go with everything, which I'm really pleased with. This is in a really lovely soft knit from Sew Me Sunshine, and it's just so comfy to wear with its lovely drapey sleeves, and I've just gotten so much wear out of it. And last up is another Helen's Closet pattern. Definitely one of my favourite pattern companies. And this is something I made for the Lamaze Fabrics blog. So I was gifted this rib knit fabric in exchange for the blog post, but it's a beautiful rib knit. It's really lovely and fine. And I added a Pink Coat Club contains cat hair label. And this is a hack. So I did 3/4 length sleeves for the summer, and also it's super long with side splits as well, so really pleased with that one, and I do plan to make some longer cardigans in the coming year as well because I love wearing this one. So those were kind of the most worn favourite makes. I did make some things that I'm really pleased with, but I've not worn them very many times, hence why they're not in my favourite makes kind of collection. Now, I did have a look back at my last year's video and I did plan a make 9 for this year, which, I mean, it just completely did not go to plan. So I chose 9 patterns and they were patterns that I thought I wanted to make. I put them separately from the rest of my patterns and I thought, oh yeah, these are really good. I'm really looking forward to making these. So the patterns that it was the Roscoe knot dress and t-shirt, which is in the named pattern company book. The My Sotis dress by Deer and Doe, the Carmen hoodie, which I got from Simply Sewing magazine, Simplicity 8377, which is a cardigan pattern that I was given by Lorianne, the Estuary skirt by Sew Liberated, the I Am Zebra by I Am Patterns, the Hinterland dress by Sew Liberated, the Suki robe by Helen's Closet, and the Nest skirt by Tilly and the Buttons. I actually only made 2 of these patterns. So I made the Simplicity 8377 cardigan, which I gave to my sister, and then I made the Nest skirt by Tilly and the Buttons. But other than that, I didn't make any of the other patterns on this list. I am kind of questioning whether I should have a make 9 for next year because clearly I don't follow it. So I'm going to be looking into other ways of putting some plans in place for next year over the next few days, ready to film my video. So looking forward to the next year, there are some resolutions that I need to think about, and I'm thinking about trying different fabric companies as one, trying different pattern companies as another, and also trying to sew some things that aren't separate, or trying to sew some more challenging things, doing some more slow sewing, and thinking about my goals around that as well. I will be filming a sewing plans video for 2021, and I'm hoping to do a little bit more bullet journaling in regards to sewing this year, so I will show you that as well, and that should be coming up fairly shortly because it's always nice to get it in at the beginning of the year to look back on from the last year. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please press the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Goodbye.